Stumbling across the degeneracy capital of the internet, I found a post I simply couldn't resist. The Kraken one described a strange, multi-level mystery puzzle that covers just about every corner of the internet. I was thoroughly intrigued, bored in class, and ready for something to uncover, so I dove right in. And immediately I knew this was going to be something quite different. Welcome to The Journey. Following the link led me to a flash play game named Journey's Beginning that had very few plays. At first glance, this may look like any other platformer, but hidden just beneath the surface is a strange mystery. And the first clue is found when you begin speaking to the NPC. After he welcomes you, we learn that this is just level 1, and we are about to receive our first objective. Find 10 cash and advance to the next part. And our first tip, check out all the lights. This clue took an embarrassingly long time for me to solve, but eventually we got there. Part 2 was much the same, except this time we had to answer the NPC's questions in code. Now, I'm a big believer in the power of guessing, and it worked. The end of the conversation yielded me a set of coordinates, but not for our world. Instead, for a much more square one. Yep, that means that the next part of this mystery is in Minecraft, but we only have the coordinates and no IP address, which is like having a car without an engine. Fortunately, the Reddit leaked the next step for me. Without spoiling too much, the IP address can be found on the title page of the game. So feeling really confident after skating through level 1, I downloaded the Minecraft free trial and was ready to go. But I could have had no idea of what was in store for me. The Minecraft section of this mystery is divided into parts, each with its own puzzle or puzzles, but this is only part 2 of the entire mystery. And so it begins. After meeting a nice gentleman who would help me out more than once over the next week, he showed me how to quickly teleport close to the coordinates. I was so grateful for all of the time saved, I didn't even think to see where I was going. What I learned is that this server has a bunch of intricately designed quests, and whoever made this challenge was somehow able to build an Instagram link into the server that you would receive once you had completed the entire level. I thought it was best to head for the giant tower, and so I did, and this is where I met my first puzzle. There was a maze with a 9-button wall at its center, and my goal was to somehow figure out the code. Using my charm, I guessed it on the first try, but I quickly learned it wasn't so simple. I didn't just need to press them in the correct order, I needed to do it before the other buttons reset, meaning I had to press all 3 in less than 1 second. So I bumped my mouse settings to tweaker mode and got to pressing. And an eternity later, I finally heard the door open, and making my way through the maze, dropped into this torture zone. Before we get to that though, I just want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Raid Shadow. Sorry, wrong script. I just want to take a moment to thank you all. When I posted my last video, I had 950 subscribers, and you guys absolutely blew me up way past that. I can't believe I have almost 1,400 subscribers now. That's actually insane. You guys are incredible, and sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Many of you have been asking for longer videos, so I just want you to know I hear you, and I am planning to do a 20 to 30 minute internet mysteries video, not this next Friday, but the one after that. And like always, it'll be full of things you've never heard of. Alrighty, back to the video. I call this place the library, and for obvious reasons. There are 4 swords that must be aligned in a certain direction to activate something. There wasn't any other info to go on, so I just guessed at which way the swords were supposed to go until I got it right, and I thought that was all I had to do until this happened. Fortunately, more aggravated button pressing worked, opening 2 more rooms with even more buttons. It was pretty obvious that I needed to do something with the area above me, so I threw food into the trapdoors until I heard that glorious noise and saw a hole in the floor opening up, taking me into the next level. It would seem though that I would quickly begin to miss the library, because even when I played Minecraft competitively, parkour was never my thing, so I was rather unenthused to see this horrifying sight. I can't lie, these next couple rooms took me several hours to complete, way longer than any of the others, because for whatever reason I just could not get this jump, and as it turns out I was actually doing it wrong, but we're just gonna blame the skeletons. The final part of this maze of mobs was a giant room of death, and I assume somewhere in it was a hidden switch based on everything else we've been through so far. But even with max brightness, it was too dark to see anything hidden.
But I cannot see, I'm legally blind.
So I just had to run around and guess where the button might be. Eventually though, I found the hidden button behind a wall that opened up a tunnel leading to what I hoped was the end of this Minecraft experience. But first I had to climb over many of my skulls, which were blocking the doorway and making this last move almost impossible. Eventually though, we made it through. I genuinely cheered at this point because I didn't think that there could be any more levels. But my excitement didn't last long because I quickly learned the worst was absolutely not behind me. This room was a pivotal moment. I nearly didn't come back. I was so tired of this game. I almost just left this thing here, but I could not pass up on this content for y'all, and I was so curious what was coming next, so I pushed forward. Now I've given the answers for all the other rooms, but I can't make it that easy on you guys, so I'm gonna keep this one a secret, but here's a hint. I learned a new language. I was flying so high at this moment, I was walking through the tunnel with the confidence of a Bond villain halfway through the movie, until I saw, of course, more parkour and redstone contraptions. Honestly, I really thought this wasn't going to end at this point, but after falling 25 times, I accidentally completed this level. I noticed there were pressure plates across the village, so I shot some arrows, and then a door opened, leading me to the next section. Each of these levels so far had an NPC giving clues and storyline to help you through, so when I read that this was the last level, I could not believe my eyes. All that stood between me and the end of this Minecraft challenge was this one enormous tree. I'll save you the secondhand embarrassment, so we can just say I made it to the top on the first try. And finally, I'm at the last NPC, and as I'm talking to him, I noticed something rather odd. He switches into an entirely different language halfway through our conversation. And the funny thing about Minecraft is you can't copy and paste conversation from the chat, so I just used my prior experience on the server and then decoded word for word what this goofball was saying. And after a week of pressing buttons, wither abuse, and endless parkour, I had done it. I had reached level 3. Now level 3 is where the weirdness cranks up. It's an Instagram page with 8 photos, 7 of which are of a new puzzle, and 1 of which is the introduction written in binary. After decoding the binary on the first post, we are left with this. Welcome to level 3. The next puzzle will test your dedication. Colored blocks spell a location in a game. At this location, a book can be found. Find the book, crack the code, and send the title of the book to the contact you find. Which is where I open this up to you all for help. I have no idea what to do from here on out. I solved the picture puzzle, which was in HexQ, but each picture has its own encrypted description, and I have no idea what it is. And based on what I can find and all the tools I've been using, none of the internet's decryption services do either. So with the audience growing, I was hoping someone out there may know what to do, so please, if you do, let me know in the comments below. Also, I would recommend checking out all the previous levels if you're interested. This truly was a lot of fun despite my complaining, and I easily could have missed something. The Minecraft server and Flash Play games are linked in the bio. So I hope someone out there knows what to do. But until then, stay tuned for updates, and I'll see you all again next Friday with something you simply won't forget. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.